Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photo chats. So today we'll talk about a podcast called A Photographer's Life. Is that what it's called? Photographer's Life? Let me just double check. A Photographic Life. And there's an episode, I'll put a link to that specific episode with Bill Shapiro and Grant Scott. And Bill Shapiro used to be a Life magazine editor back on the relaunch when they came back out after they had shut down for some time in old days. And he's talking about street photography with Grant, and they're trying to define what is it. And I'm like, they're going back and forth. I know what street photography is. I can describe it. I can easily describe what it is and what it isn't. To me, what it is, and I did put that "to me" in there, but to me, what street photography is that moment where you stop somebody and say, look at this, look at what's happening. That tap on the shoulder. Hey, turn around, look over there. Look at this frame that I made that shows you what was over your shoulder that you would have missed if you don't turn right this second. And obviously you're not walking with me, so you can't turn. I have to bring it to you in photographic form. But they're talking about that. And I made a point of writing a blog post saying, I enjoyed that description so well. That was so well done that they talked about what street photography is. But here's the answer. We're used to cliches. We're used to funny juxtapositions or a big mural and a person with a red hat. They're talking about how boring that is, and I agree. And I think that it takes a lot of effort to come up with those photos that are special because they have that story. And every photo opportunity doesn't have it. And there's a lot of editing we have to do to cull down the quantity of photographs to only show the best, to only show the good. And I think some people want to show a photo a day. It's like you can't necessarily get a photo a day that's worth that tap on the shoulder. And so I wrote a blog post, and I think that it's a great interview to listen to talk, to hear what they have to say, and also to follow their podcast. It's a really good podcast. And to hear, it doesn't have to be like, okay, you're not doing it right. You can make photos of, plants in the street, and it might not be called street photography, but you can call it that. But the point is, is it worth my time to turn and look at it? Is it a photograph that is worth showing to people because it's like a great fun moment, it's got a story of some type? Or is it just a pretty picture? And it's certainly not cliche. Most people aren't shooting stray weeds and flowers in the street and calling it street photography. But the point is, what is worthy of that story? What is worthy of that turn? And I did a blog post about it. I'll put a link to it down below. You can read it. And I think it's one of those things that's, when you see a story in a photograph, there's more to it. When you see a moment that has extra elements, you can say, I see why you asked me to turn. I see what that tap on the shoulder was about. It's right over there. I see it. And it's funny, or it's tender, or it's humorous, something that makes us go, it's worthwhile. I'm glad you interrupted my life so I could look at that picture. All right, that's Ace Photography Talk. Hey, if you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. Thanks to all my supporters. I appreciate every one of you. As always, I'll be back next week. Here's the good light.